respect these quarterbacks in the NFL today? Can Drew Brees really get the respect that Dan Marino got? Can Tom Brady really get the respect that Dan Fouts got? Joe Montana got, and Peyton Manning, Dan Fouts, and however else we want to pair these dudes up. The reason I'm asking this is this: when we start watching football, when we were cognizant of football, all of us were cognizant of football after the Mel Blount rule kicked in. If you don't know what the Mel Blount rule is, you can't jack a receiver up after 5 yards. Now, with that being said, if you cannot jack a receiver up after 5 yards, and that's the way the NFL has been played since about Super Bowl 7 or 8, cool. Dan Marino, Joe Montana, Dan Fouts, Warren Moon, and these guys, they were playing in the league that they were getting it. To coin Al Davis coined the phrase, the quarterback must go down and go down hard. The receivers are running free. You can't hit a receiver when he jumps up off the ground. So that means I can jump up as high as I want, stretch out as much as I can. When I was taught football, it was taught, if you jump up like a basketball player, knock his ass on the ground, separate him from the football. And it wasn't to injure anyone, but it was to hurt. If you can't be hurt and the quarterback can't be touched, and Drew Brees has more 5,000-yard passing seasons than anybody more 5,000-yard passing seasons than the entire NFL collectively, how can you respect those numbers? See, this is why when y'all tell me that I'm hating on Karl Malone and I'm hating on these other guys because they stats are this and that and the third, you can't tell me Drew Brees is as good as Dan Fouts, good as Warren Moon, good as Dan Marino, Randall Cunningham, or any of these guys when they had meaner, angrier, tougher competition, and their receivers were being mugged somewhat down the field, and their receivers had to fear God, like my man Andre Muddy Waters, Doug Plank, Steve Atwater, Ronnie Lott was looming in the secondary trying to decapitate you, metaphorically speaking, not to actually knock anybody's head off, but trying to inflict pain upon you. So you had to be brave to catch the ball. You had to be brave to throw the ball because you got the likes of Reggie White, Bruce Smith, LT, and those types bearing down on you. Now, they've turned the league into, if you fall on a man that you're trying to tackle, you can get suspended. So explain to me, anybody, man, 773-797-2409. You can speak on it in the chat room. You feel like typing, type away. How are they to be respected like anybody else? I can't do it. No, sir. Which brings me to another question. Then I'm going to go back to the games. Here's another question. Should linebackers, and defensive players be paid more now? Because playing defense has immediately become more valuable than being a wide receiver. Because at this point, seeing how you can't be touched, the roughing the passer rule is being enforced this year, is ruining the game. The rules are already slanted towards offense, and they should be just put flags on. Exactly. To quote the great Jack Lambert, quarterbacks need to be playing in skirts. He said that back in 1981, and it has come to fruition. These dudes, they already some soft suckers. And now, y'all don't even want to get. You can't fall on a football player. Come on, man. You got a cat with the Dolphins who blew his knee out trying not to tackle the quarterback. You got McCoy apologizing to Big Ben for knocking him down. Man, this football. And don't get me wrong, what I'm about to say may sound sexist, but I truly don't mean it in a sexist manner. You got to get your woman and your wife out of football. And what I mean by that is this. Women have a different sense of sensibility than men. We live on the edge. Women don't do things that may hurt themselves. Dudes play with fire. We throw rocks at each other. Our whole upbringing is danger. And if you gonna tell me, okay, football is inherently dangerous, look, the most popular movie in America is the action adventure movie. With those action adventure movies, people are getting injured. Why ain't nobody professing, man, we need to cut some of this action adventure down because these stunt men out here getting fucked up? Nobody's saying that. Nobody. Where look, the most popular combat sport in the world is MMA, mixed martial arts. Where's the argument for them? They are punching. You know what? If you get knocked down 20 times a week, or you get punched in your head for 5 minutes, for 25 minutes a night, every 4 months, which one you think gonna hurt the most? The greatest long-term effect? Get punched in your damn head. But for whatever it is, toxic masculinity is under fire right now. And I don't blame women. It's just we have two different sets of sensibilities. And women don't look at full contact sports the way we do. Look, when you go on the NFL field, you understand there is an inherent danger that you are exposing yourself to. Now, I'm tired of hearing these dickheads just juxtapose that to, hey, you can't say that they didn't tell you and then say you want to be put in harm's way. If I decide to play chicken in the middle of the street, that's one thing. If you encourage me to play and tell me that it is not the car's gonna stop, man, don't worry about it, that's something totally different. I'm taking on a certain amount of responsibility when I walk into the street. But if you tell me, oh man, it's a mechanism in the cars that's gonna stop them from hitting you, so no matter how much you play chicken, you'll never get run over, that's something totally different. And that's what the NFL did at one point. Richard Dent said that the Bears sent him out on a football field with a broken bone in his leg, knowing there was a broken bone in his leg. There are other players that profess the exact same things. The late great Dave Dorson, before he died, crucified Mike Dicker in an interview when Mike Dicker was talking about player safety. He literally interrupted him. He said, man, shut the hell up. I'm paraphrasing, but he said something along the line of shut the hell up. He said, get the hell out of here, what he actually said. But shut the hell up, get the hell out of here, potato. He said, get the hell out of here. You used to send us out there knowing we were hurt. You were part of the problem. Now you standing up here talking about you cared about the players. You ain't give a damn about us. That's exactly what Dave Dorson said. So when you have players unknowingly going out on the field saying, I'm going to put it all on the line, versus Ronnie Lott, Jack Youngblood with a broken bone in his leg, Ronnie Lott cutting off a piece of his finger, and other guys like who are saying, hey man, I'm hurt, but I'm going to go out there. That's totally different. They went out there saying, I know I'm hurt, but I think I can help. Versus, you are too injured to play, but we're still going to put you out there. So please stop it with the shenanigans about, hey man, if you going to say this, no, that's totally different. Miss me with that foolishness. It's not going down that way. But anyway, like I was saying, if the Bears don't go, to switch gears to the original conversation, the Bears, I got them in my power rankings relatively high. And you know, I don't do a top 5, top 10. I do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not a power ranking. It's the Supreme Court of football right now. These are the teams that are ruling the roost in football. They're going to make the decision. In my opinion, they're going to make the decision on what's what and who's who and what's going on in the National Football League today. But I will get back to the rough of the passer thing in a second. Chicago Bears, they look excellent on offense. They look wonderful on defense. Khalil Mack can't be stopped. He's in a situation to whereas the NFL, the Chicago Bears have unleashed him upon other teams, and they put him in a situation to whereas he is looking unstoppable. But all that great defense is going to waste. You have to double team other people on this defensive line. You have to pay attention to other linebackers. The Bears look like the 80s and the 90s Bears when they had solid defense and no offense. We have to get out of that. No more monsters of the midway. No more of that bullshit about we gonna do this and we gonna do that. No more of that. what we have to do as Chicagoans, and if you're a Bear fan, start demanding that they start getting some quality people in here. Because, look, it does you no good. See, look, here's the sad part. This is what really annoys me about the Chicago Bears. When you're looking at the Bears, let's just go back 10 years. 10 years ago, Lovie Smith was the coach. They didn't invest anything in the offense. The offensive line was porous. You had two dudes converted at defensive back playing wide receiver, and bam, Lovie get them to the conference finals. And then the line falling apart. They never make any improvements. They fire Lovie, immediately invest in a team, and they get Jay Cutler, and they get weapons. Then the offensive line goes to hell, and they change up coaches every 5 minutes. Now Jay Cutler, who is not a very good quarterback, he looks like a damn fool. Now, everybody start hating Jay Cutler. The defense falls apart, and now the team ain't shit, and you go get 2 new coaches. You go get Fox, and you do exactly what the Cleveland Browns are doing to my man Hugh Jackson. You get Fox, tell him it's a rebuilding situation. We hitting the reset button. And 80% through the reset process, you get rid of Fox and bring in this new coach. I don't have a problem with the new coach. But if you'd have gave Fox these weapons with a halfway decent quarterback, Fox would have had you winning. Fox won playoff games with Tim Tebow. Fox went to the Super Bowl with Jake Delhomme. He knows what he's doing, but y'all get him the misfits of science to play with. Now that you got big-time defenders, you got playmakers at every level, and now you got a running back that you didn't anticipate getting, and now you don't have a person to pull the trigger. And I'm going to tell you something, man. This dude, Mitch Trubisky, as Ant called the money-making Mitch, how bad must you be if you're not excelling in the NFL where the quarterback can't be hit and the receivers can't be touched? Think about, let that sink in, y'all. This dude is playing in the NFL where the quarterback can't be hit and the receivers can't be touched, and he's looking bad. What does that say about him? That's saying he's not the 3rd pick of the draft. Now, let's juxtapose that to the next game I'm going to talk about. Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. Imagine if the Chicago Bears don't trade up and keep that pick and get Deshaun Watson before the Houston Texans get him. Deshaun Watson and Houston Texans threw for 385 yards last week. 385 yards. For one, that's way too many yards to be thrown. I guarantee you that is not a good pass-run ratio. I guarantee you that. And I'm looking up the box score right now. I guarantee you that it's not a good situation. But at the same time, we are looking at this NFL that's 30% retarded, it seems like. People, this is not difficult. But if you get Deshaun Watson and you got Howard and Deshaun Watson, who finished the day, let me look this up, y'all. I'm going to put it up right now. Deshaun Watson, I didn't anticipate going down this road. That's why y'all usually have my shit over. Deshaun Watson was 24-40. 385 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Imagine if Deshaun Watson had a running back that was going to run the ball consistently. He would have to throw the ball 40. If you put Deshaun Watson on the Bears, do you know you subtract? This is how retarded the league has become. Deshaun Watson threw the ball 40 times last week. 40 times. That means y'all gave the defense 40 attempts at knocking his ass out, but y'all want to protect the quarterback. Minus his 5 times scrambling, they ran the ball 14 times. On the other hand, to support my argument, Eli Manning threw the ball 29 times. The New York Giants ran the ball 27 times. And the New York Giants beat them by 5. This is what I'm talking about, people. It's checkers, not chess. It's not a damn science project. You don't have to be Albert Einstein to figure this out. Regular people like me and you can figure this out. The Giants were looking terrible up until this week. And for some reason, somehow, some way, they come to their senses and they said, okay, we're going to run the ball. And look what happened. The Giants win the damn football game. Eli Manning, I'm an Eli Manning supporter, and I was like, Eli